Drone attacks have continued to strike into Russian territory. An air base in the Kursk region was hit last night, a day after explosions hit two other air bases. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has travelled to an eastern city near the front line after the latest attacks. It's thought the strikes likely came from the Ukrainian forces, but Ukraine hasn't claimed any responsibility for the attacks. Meanwhile, grinding trench warfare continues on parts of the front line. Our security and defence editor Deborah Haynes has this report southwest of Bakhmut and just a mile from Russian-controlled territory.
Even tea breaks are treacherous here. The troops barely flinch, hardened by months of war. With the front line quite literally freezing, they focus on different priorities, to a point. That one was too near, he says, though they still don't move.
There was some really close incoming that just landed on the road just above here, so we're staying low.
We all head for better cover. The Russian artillery rounds slammed down for nearly half an hour.
We've had to take shelter because there was too much incoming going on outside. We're not allowed to film where we are at the moment, but while we've been sitting here, we've heard explosions up above, making this whole shelter shudder. It's pretty terrifying, and this is what the soldiers have to go through.
Finally, we're able to escape. A tense scramble. Then away, leaving the danger behind. Earlier in the day, the troops had been showing us their trenches near the town of Bakhmut, where some of the fiercest fighting is raging.
This is where the Ukrainians are digging in their defensive line. The problem is, as the weather gets colder, the ground freezes and it becomes much harder to dig, and the front line keeps on moving.
But these are motivated men.
Мусимо захищати землю свою. Важко, то, важко, але потрібно.
The sound of war is almost constant as Ukraine tries to halt attempts by Russia to seize Bakhmut. The battle is described as a hellish meat grinder.
Вони будуть нас закидувати м'ясо, ми його знищимо. Вони будуть пускати нас ракети, ми від ракет сховаємося. Коли вони підійдуть, ми виліземо і їх знищимо. В них варіантів немає, шансів в них немає.
But the Ukrainians are paying a heavy price as well. The commander shows us where rounds hit the previous 2 days, killing one of his soldiers.
We're told that the temperature here goes to -30 in January and February. Are your guys going to keep fighting in that cold weather, or will you pause and wait for the spring?
Як зупинятися? Це ж наша земля.
It's defence now a dual challenge against the elements and the enemy. Even the trees no longer provide top cover. Tough too for those still living nearby. Ukraine has enjoyed some key victories in recent months, but the winter war awaits. Deborah Haynes, Sky News, in eastern Ukraine.